Danny, my friend, how are you?
Never felt better, never had more. Starting to wonder if people ask me that just to hear me say that.
Nah. When you to clarify, when you say let's go, do you intend for me to call you, or do you just want to call me?
I'm just letting you know that I've got you
Okay,
queued up. No big deal, but I'm usually on the
gotcha.
phone while I'm doing that. So
Okay,
enough housekeeping. Our friend Max, this is the RV guy. This is the guy that wanted to go RVing,
correct.
and we had some very nice conversations, a little back and forth. Uh,
Hmm.
I didn't see any issue with it. Now, when I send emails and I CC you, the client, the student in the email, I'm not
Hmm.
creating some false persona. I'm not using some other email that is not the free laundromat guy that I am. So it's not even, and in fact, there's nothing stopping any of these guys from taking my cell phone number and Googling it and backtracking it. It's not public, but if you already have it, I don't think it's difficult to find my website. So bottom line, this guy's upset. He texts me, just looked up your number and your website, period. Don't bother calling. Okay.
And Danny, just to say the one thing, the email the first one we sent out, the introduction one. Remember, we had a bum email address for him, so he never got the free laundromat an email from Danny at freelaundromat.com. It was just him Googling your phone number. But I find it funny because he didn't. It's almost as if he didn't remember the conversation 2 weeks ago, which was right before the letter of intent, and then he reaches out to you remembering the conversation before, and then looks up his number, looks up your phone number, and gets butthurt. But the fact still remains there is no misrepresentation here. I'm still willing to do a valid letter of intent, and you're an advisor who helps us remain stable tenants, and nothing has changed. Nothing was misrepresented.
No,
It's
not at
interesting.
all. Not at all. But here's the thing. If he thinks that he went through some secret back door to find out who I am and what I do, so what? No one's trying to hide the fact that we do what we do the way that we do it. No one. And the fact remains that we're looking to allow this guy to take that retirement and
Hmm.
helping him with the plan. None of that has changed. So, there's so much depth to this. We're not children. I'm not trying to date Max. I'm not sending texts to say, hey, will you go to prom with me? But I just looked up your number and found your website. Don't bother calling. It's kind of like I'm confused. Uh,
Well,
and you know what's funny? I've been told before in the depths of all of the thousands of comments I get on my YouTube channel, uh, people say, "Well, this guy's going to get in trouble when a landlord figures out who he is." No, because if you watch, I don't know, people fighting on a reality TV series, right? You're going to kind
mhm.
of take a side of someone that you is either correct or you feel a kinship to. It doesn't matter. If the argument's a joke or it's something that really doesn't matter to your life, it's not political, it's nothing you're just going to say, well, I kind of like that guy or gal better, so I'm going to take their side. But in this, we're all on the same side. And
Right.
when you're watching that reality show, and maybe, if you go to my website, you're seeing videos of people that are in free laundromats. How has he uncovered some deep, dark secret? He hasn't.
Well, and Danny, if you look at the sheet, I put a screenshot the day that you got that text message from him. I looked at the business reviews for the store, and later on that day, a few hours after you and I had that exchange, um, someone had done a negative review on the business, and he responded along the lines of, "Well, equipment's a year out, but we're gonna remodel the store and do all this stuff." It's like well, either you just decided to go ahead and buy Danny's course and learn the best way to do it, or
He's talking about you.
what's that? Or he's talking about.
He's talking about you.
I mean, the guy doesn't have any money. He's behind on the property taxes.
All right. I don't know that for sure, but I think he's talking about you. You understand what I mean? When he says, hey, we are going to be revamping and retooling the store, he's holding out hope for our conversation. And also, the wings of a butterfly, many times when I have a conversation with these landlords and operators, both, they end up getting a spark. I mean, you know me, I'll blather on how to run the store, how to put contract attendants in, whether or not you should have card readers in the store, everything that I believe and I've learned and that my hundreds and hundreds of successful students have implemented. I'll talk about it. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, this is all really moot until we get him on the phone. Is he going to answer? Is he going to text me and say, I don't want to talk to you? But I think deeper is the fact that he feels wronged in some way. I don't really get it. Don't bother calling. But okay, why? What's changed? I'm just going to ask questions, which is not something I'm famous for. But hopefully he'll answer the phone and I'll just say, bro, what am I missing?
I like it.
I mean,
I will mute right now, sir.
Yeah. Am I missing anything else? Even if he looked at the actual video of him, I don't publish where I say to the landlord or the people I talk to him, all of my conversations are recorded. But the truth is, if you tell somebody, hey, you're recording a conversation, well, for what reason? We're having a colloquial conversation here. No, this is important, if nothing else, so that you can get proper notes written out. Anyway, it's funny that we're having this whole conversation like a couple of schoolgirls wondering what the cute guy is going to do. So let's call the cute guy and
sounds good.
Find out what the hell's going on. All right, here we go. This is the number that I'm highlighting, correct? Right below his name, yeah.
That's correct.
Subscribe to the channel. Perfect time. Max, what did I do wrong?
Yes. Oh, you didn't do nothing wrong. You're just making a living.
Well, good. I'm glad you said that. But it's important to me to understand why looking into, I'm not hiding anything. It's important for me to understand why looking into what I do would be the equivalent of, well, let's not make a deal.
Well, I don't know if you recorded me unknowingly on one of your webcasts that I see you do to other owners. I don't think that's cool without them knowing it.
No, I ask permission of every single individual every time that there's, a knife fight or something that is interesting or intriguing. But that's why I'm saying,
okay,
if that
that's good.
Yeah, of course.
I don't have nothing against you. The reason I got where I am is I took late night infomercials for real estate 30 years ago. It's an interest that gets you to where you want to be.
Sure.
The guys that you got up here that went after me with one of your contracts, I just I told them I wasn't interested. I didn't want to go through with it, and I got this review that sounds like they left it, and I don't like that. I didn't do nothing against that.
Well, hold on. What are we talking about?
Yelp review that says this place looks run down. It looks like he doesn't use it, takes all the money, puts it in his pocket, and doesn't use it to use. Customers don't leave reviews like that. I'm taking a guess, but maybe I'm wrong.
You are wrong. I can't. So my student, my client in this, his name is Evan. Dude, I'm glad you picked up the phone because look, I'm Italian. You know, we get in a fist fight, not in the front yard, but at the kitchen table, and then everybody gets along. There's lots of hugs and maybe a glass of wine. The bottom
Yeah,
line,
I'm European too. I get it.
the bottom line, the big picture is uh, I want to go way back, right? The earth cooled, the dinosaurs came. Most small business operators don't have anyone to help them through the morass of ownership. Most.
Right.
And whether it's an empanada shop or a nail salon or a laundromat, most. And I think you'll agree that you went through that very morass. You've done it. And I've been doing this, teaching, training, mentoring for 16 years. And
Sure.
that said, never is it ever my intention to take a guy like you and say, well, let's string this guy out and make fun of him or put him online. Frankly, our conversation wasn't that interesting. And
Right.
when I have interesting conversations or when some new box is being checked, you know, I will say, hey, do I have your permission to, number one, I'm not going to get into legalities, but I don't record conversations without one party knowing in states where it's illegal. Obviously, I was a licensed private investigator for 12 years. I was in the Navy for 6, and I ain't looking to risk everything I have. You can be sued for looking at somebody wrong, but I don't want to go breaking the law. Let's get that out of the way. So I can tell you're upset by that, but that's not what I'm doing here, what I'm doing with you. What I'm doing on behalf of my client is trying to, I remember you're the RV guy. We want to let you go, let you free, let you
Sure.
do that thing. And if the letter of intent that we sent was not up to snuff, then I can't negotiate against myself. That's the reality of what we can do. But I want to get this off the table first. So you had a Yelp review. It's really funny because yes, I have a course. I don't charge enough for it. It's next to nothing considering what people can earn in laundromats. And dude, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but shit. In fact, I've got your email address. I'll put you in it. You can look at it. It's fine by me. It's $289. That's currently what we charge. Again, not a sales call. Here's what's funny.
No,
Here's what's funny.
I'm not angry.
No.
I'm not angry. Go ahead.
I'll forget. That's what I'm not trying to interrupt you. I have a horrible memory. The Yelp, what I say in my course, this is the point I'm getting to, is absolutely, positively never deal with Yelp or Google reviews or any of it, and never leave a phony review. So I can positively speak on it because my course is pretty deep and covers just about everything as it relates to laundries. So having a Yelp review, I mean, dude, nobody goes in a laundromat and says, hey, I'm going to give this guy a positive review. You know, the good stores are just this corporate entity that no one cares about. No one really does. But when we get angry as human beings, we leave shitty reviews. It's just human nature. So I can't guarantee because I can't speak for Evan, but I'm pretty damn sure that's not something we do.
It was just a coincidence of the timing, maybe, and the wording. I've never had a review left with that kind of wording. So I'll just forget it. I used it. I'm using this experience, you know, to kick myself in the ass for letting the mat get run down to the point where, you know, somebody's calling me doing that. Okay, so I'm refreshing it, you know. So that's I'm trying to take something positive out of it. But the whole review thing did rub me wrong. I mean, if it was him, I wish he wouldn't have done that.
You want to get him? You want to get him on the phone? You want me to call him?
No, I don't want to get into it. Even if he did, he wouldn't admit it. But
like I said, I can't speak for bro. I can't. That's an ironic coinky dink. And again, I can't guarantee that, but I communicate directly with my people, and I know that that's not something that's not in the bag of tricks. That's a bunch of utter bullshit. That wouldn't make any sense.
Good.
What is a Yelp review going to do to push you over some edge? Or, you know, most operators don't even look at it. And in fact, to go even back further, I tell people to make sure that they have a working phone number. You know, most operators don't. Go ahead.
I use it. That's why it bothers me. I use it. I use it when I look up contractors.
Okay, you use it to look them up, not to leave fake, dirty reviews.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, that's a moot point. That wasn't. So if I'm hearing you right, you don't want to lease the space. You don't want to go RVing. You're obviously upset. I can hear the inflection in
No.
your voice, but we want to lease the space. None of that has changed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, give up a 12. He asked for 12 months of free rent, and that's just never gonna happen with me. Not even 3 months. So I'm just going to, make the place desirable enough to where, it's.
I'm glad we're on the
something.
phone. You say you not even 3 months. Have you ever leased commercial space? I know you're a landlord.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you've ever leased commercial space.
Long ago, I had a retail eyeglass doctor's place. So
Should I be calling you Dr. Max?
No, not me.
Okay.
It's, my ex-wife.
Did you ask for free rent?
No.
You didn't know about it. So.
Yeah, I probably could have negotiated better, but I understand it's a negotiating tool. But here's the thing: if you're not retooling it from a laundromat to something else, everything is there. I mean, if you want to get new equipment, I understand there's a lead time now for equipment, but there's maybe 2 weeks of changing things out.
Whoa!
If you're making
Max, hold on. You said there's a lead time. Bring some distributors to your store. It's your store. Of course, we want to leave it a laundromat. That's what I do. Bring some distributors in. Bro, you filled your gas tank recently, right? You understand that's more of a supply chain issue than it has anything to do with who's in the office of the presidency or any of that. The president doesn't set gas prices, and I'm not taking sides on any of that. Pipelines, et cetera, all that. Have you tried to buy a refrigerator for your house or a washer dryer recently? Have you gone to Lowe's or Home Depot to buy a 2x4?
I know there's certain items have lead times now.
It's 12 to 18 months for
that.
washers and dryers, commercial equipment right now. And it's because the computer boards come from China. It's, they all say made in Wisconsin proudly. Okay, but all of the parts, if you drive a Chevy or a Ford, there are tons of parts in there. And same thing. I called my guy, time to get a new Denali. It's been 2 years. He said, wait 6 months, call me back. Okay. They're selling for $40,000 over right now when they can get them. This is a real thing. So 2 weeks, that's how long it takes to change the equipment. Absolutely. I'll try to do it in 1 week, but we don't have the equipment.
Let's word the lease as soon as you get the equipment or a month out of it, let's make it in effect then. For me to sit there, with no
shit, howdy, Max.
I have my machines working.
We're back in business. Yeah, we're gonna look. We've established that we're not purchasing the business rights. We've established that we're not looking to crawl up your ass and see what the store is earning, was earning in its heyday. We've established that. If the rate of rent, all I heard you say is what you can't do. We'll do 60 days post-retool abatement. That's fine. Back in the saddle. We went from, hey, don't call me, to try. I mean, look, man, we had a very good conversation. I think we're having a very good conversation now. And I sent you an email. I had the wrong email address for you. You remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
I have it in my notes. Day one, when we first spoke, I sent you an introductory email with before and after pictures of my stores, what we do, how we do it, and there's my website link right there. So I think part of this was, look, I'm not going to call names, but saying, oh, I'm going to look this guy up and find out who he is. Well, that probably wasn't hard. Maybe the apostrophe in my last name was the only thing that tripped you up. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not here to try to do any of that. And moving past that, take the LOI, go through it line by line, tell me what you can and can't do, redline it, and send it back. But if it's something that makes sense, dude, I don't have a crystal ball. And what you do with this property is just part of, I assume, getting you into that RV, a part of it, a very perhaps small part of it. I don't know how many properties you own. I don't know if you want to sell your house. I don't know if you've got a boat in a harbor somewhere. I've got property internationally in Mexico. What a pain in the neck that is. That'll go to my kids. I've got a plan. We just want to help you with yours.
I get it. So yeah, I'm going to fix up the floors. I'm going to replace some equipment. I actually got $50K from the Small Business Administration through the whole COVID shit that I can apply towards making the laundromat actually worth some money before I sell it.
Okay, so we're back to you don't want to lease the space out. You want to run it.
I'd rather make a business that's worth some money and somebody gives me money for what it actually does, not just the lease.
Okay. You're probably, just keep this in mind, you're probably 36 months out before you're turning profit. I would retool that store. I wouldn't mess around with the equipment that's there. Now, here I am giving you advice. I'm happy with that. I already made a promise on this call that I'll plug you into my course. I hope you look at it. When we're given something for free, this will be the third time I've ever given the course away for free, ever. I gave it to my mom when it was a DVD. She never watched it. I gave it to a single mother that emailed me very early on when I started doing this. I know she never watched it. And now I'm going to give it to you. I implore you. Watch it. Go through it. It will make tons of, but when you're, the value in something is the money that you pay for that item. And I'm giving it to you for free. Don't consider it free. I'd like to see you turn this place around, do well. I think this is it. Sorry?
I say, I'm sure it has value. I'm not taking nothing away from you.
No, I mean,
I'm not putting you down.
Not at all. I understand all of it. You know, the preponderance of what we do in business, in life, in love is psychology. And I think you got off on this foot where you thought, well, I'm going and finding out who this person is. I'm very open about who I am and what I do.
But yeah, I think I thought I was dealing with you, and then this other guy came up. Obviously, he's taking your course. That's cool. And he came in at the 12 months and sent me the letter of intent, and I don't know. It just got me thinking, what am I doing wrong that I have to take so little, for a business that I worked at for 20 years? And I have to look at it realistically. So I appreciate that.
You're wrong.
You gave me the
You're wrong. You've taken cash out of the business for many years. Look at that. Look at those numbers. Look at your P&L statements over the last dozen years. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. So now you've got a choice. You can, hold on, you can get back to landlording. That's what we're offering. We're not taking your building. We're not even asking about that. I don't know if you owe back taxes. I don't know. I don't look into any of that. I simply don't. We certainly don't go out and make negative Yelp reviews about the store. Is this the first negative Yelp review you've had? I doubt it.
No.
Okay.
No, it's just the wording, and I'll take your word for it and forget about it.
It's not my word. I don't know. Like I said, I will ask Evan. I can ask Evan. But you've flipped a switch in your mind, and I think that you're on the edge of perhaps leasing this place to us. I will set my calendar, and I'll call you back in a year. I want to see you have changed this place. I want to see that you're doing well, because it's going to take you 36 months to turn this place around, make it profitable. Businesses are bought and sold, and I don't need to tell you this, based on profit. Nothing more, nothing less. If you turn this into a profitable business, great. But bro, again, if you want to flip that switch in your head and say, you know what, I'm going to start landlording here. I want to give this store to someone who knows what the hell they're doing. Then you'll appreciate the fact that we asked for appropriate rates of rent. We asked for rent abatement that makes sense. And I love when you say, well, post retool, I'll give you 30 days. Well, let's make it 60. You want to mark up that LOI? Bro, I know what it sounds like when a bearing job goes bad on a front loader. So do you. It's heartbreaking. Now it's time to pull the machine, spend $3,000, or take it back to the garage and do it yourself. You and I both understand that. I use contract attendants in my store. It's in the course. You'll see it. I wish you would have found me 10, 15, 16 years ago, but you didn't. So here we are. There's no dirty tricks. There's absolutely never, ever. Yelp is something, again, you'll laugh when you get to that portion. It's videos. I'm not asking you to read something. It's not the Iliad or the Odyssey. Videos that I've earned.
But you for one know more than anyone else how many substances there are up there on the internet now.
Sure. Google my name if you haven't already. Try to find a bad word. No. You told me not to call you and you didn't have to pick up the phone. I'm glad you did. Because now it's all hugs and cheek kisses and we're on to the pasta. And I appreciate that.
Very good.
Very good. You've got a decision to make, my friend. This is your building. This is your business. What I would do next if I were you, start bringing the distributors in, start listening to the pricing for the equipment, and see if any of that makes sense. Because trying to limp the store along the way that it is, you're basically throwing good money after bad, keeping the equipment running.
Have you ever looked at the fairly new secondhand with the amount of people that go into business and fail within the first 6 months to a year and then have to get rid of their inventory? I mean, that's what I'll be looking at.
Well, I don't think you can think that way because you have the intelligentsia. You've never retooled this store. Is that right?
Not fully.
Okay.
About halfway. Always with used equipment, though, yeah.
I've got 2 words for you how to make this business a success. Retool it. Are you advertising now? No. Are you spending a dime? No. You're on Yelp reviews, but that's a game. Looking at what other people are doing in relation, you're standing on the outside of the window looking in. It's in the course. Facebook advertising is free. Having a Facebook page, having a ticker on the wall that shows how many people are on your Facebook page, people love it. The kids will take their phones out, they'll flick on it, they'll start to like and subscribe to your Facebook page. You have to advertise. Everybody in this business, from your janitor to the guy that cleans up the concrete on the floor outside, those people need to be advertising for you, talking about what a good business is. I believe in that.
I'd agree with you.
Thank you. I teach people how to get into laundries, how to do it right, all the information. The work needs to be done, and it's tons of it. You look at my course and you flip a switch and say, you know what? It's a ton of work. You'll know it's 3.5 hours long. There's another 101 hours of additional information. Once you're 3.5 hours in, you'll say, okay, I know exactly what I have to do. Will you do it? I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, you're right.
Max, I told you I record all of my calls for training, learning purposes. So
right.
That's what I do. I wasn't hiding it. I wasn't hiding it from you. I'm not hiding it from anyone.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we were able to turn said frown upside down, honestly. Do some thinking, put that cap on. You can, all you need to do, go to the mattresses and go to that letter of intent and line through it and say, you know what? I want to lease this space. That's us. Let us know.
A month from now, I might run out of steam. I don't know.
Sorry?
A month from now, I may run out of steam and just do that. I don't know right now.
Yeah. RV, bro.
Yeah.
RV. When you come through Phoenix, say hi to me. I'll go you one further. I'll let you stay down at my place in Mexico if you go down to Rocky Point. I got a nice penthouse down there.
Nice. Appreciate that.
I'll send you a link. No skin off my nose. We lease it out all the time. Sometimes my wife wants to go down there on a whim on the weekend. We're 4-hour drive the way I drive. And we'll look at it and she'll say, well, it's leased out. So we go to another place. It's very nice.
Good.
Arizona's beach.
I enjoy working with intelligent people that are achievers. So thanks for calling back.
Not at all. And thank you for taking the call. We want to lease the space from you, bro. And that's a 15-year relationship. So think about that. No one's trying to put a bag over your head and abscond with any of your information or your likeness or bop you over the head. That is not this. This is all about, it's not a deal that you do, shake a hand and you say, damn it, I overpaid or underpaid. This is a relationship with my client, with my student, Evan. It's a serious letter of intent. That's why we gave it to you. And it's 2 weeks to install equipment, yes, but it's more like a year to get it. I don't want to start repeating myself. Let us know what you want to do, bro.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye. Is your wife in the background laughing at all this?
Gina is. She's intrigued. She's very intrigued.
Wow. Yes, I'm his better half.
Hi. Have you watched my course all the way through?
I've watched some of it, yes, but I'm going to watch it all.
Or were you talking to me?
He's talking to me.
Okay. I've made progress.
I definitely love your work.
Well, thank you. I'm trying.
You're welcome.
Did
You don't have
so
to. You
so
definitely got it done.
what's your first name?
Gina.
Hi, Gina. So you know there's a
I'm also Italian.
there's a shower scene in the course.
Oh, really?
See, now that's how I know you haven't seen it yet.
Right.
She's going to be running.
I'm also Italian, so I get it.
Io non capisco molto bene italiano. She's going to be running to the computer to watch that course now.
Right.
Well, look, bottom line, I'm a human person, okay? And when someone, just like anyone, when someone, I have this rep, but when someone texts me and says, hey, F off, I don't want to do this deal, that reflects on you. That reflects on what I do. It reflects on my relationship with you, the client. And that is really the most important thing here. And I'm glad he picked up the phone. I'm glad we had you never really know. Once we send letters of intent, that's kind of the end of it. My people always say, hey, Danny, it's been 2 weeks. The LOI's expired. Okay, so what? You know me with my analogies. You send the note across the class, will you go to prom with me? You're in the back, the cute girl's in the front. You watch her open the note, folds it up, puts it away in her desk. That's it. You don't send another note the next day, hey, did you get my note? The answer is no answer.
Answer is still an answer.
The answer is no answer many times. But in this case, I'm serious. Did you do the Yelp review?
No, I did not.
No.
It was that Google review.
Yeah. Well,
No.
It was many of my clients do tons of homework. They dig really deep into this stuff, as did you. As did you.
Right.
So good for you. And you never know, bro. This is a new one. You know, the headline for this video needs to change to Yelp review wrongly accused, whatever. I don't know.
Well, it's the one that I did the screen grab and put most of it in the bottom portion of the Google Doc. You know, and it's a shame because this is far from the worst one I've seen. You know, I when it comes to my scouting, I actually become a customer of each store I've been in and see it from that perspective when I take my notes. And, my only regret was I didn't put another quarter in the dryer and go a little longer, but that happens. So, I think my intentions with this space are more involved than what he would be thinking someone would do. As far as, I think the parking lot needs seal coated. I think we need new lighting. It needs channel lettering up top. There's an expense I would take that a lot of people wouldn't. So,
well, wait a minute. You know what? The bottom line is that we lit a fire under this gentleman. I am most certainly a man of my word. I've got his email address. I'm going to plug him into the course. Now, I'm able to see what everybody views down to the heat maps. It's really intriguing. I don't spend a lot of time on analytics. I don't understand it. I'm too old for that. But I can see when people complete the course because many people want to talk to me. I'll get an email and they'll say, I want to talk to you. I've got $10 million in the bank and I'm going to own 10 laundromats in the next 10 days. Okay, please watch the course, then we'll talk. Because imagine that horrific conversation when I get on the phone with somebody who doesn't really know anything about laundromats. They've never stepped foot in one in their life, and they want to get on the phone. I understand that. I get it. But then I do that. I get on the phone with those people. It's a train wreck. It's, okay, well, tell me about, everybody wants to be Tom Cruise. You want to fly a fighter jet into battle, but you've got to learn how to crawl first. And at the end of the day, I gently tell those folks, let's do the things in order, go back to kindergarten, understand what these stores are about, and of course we can get on the telephone. Absolutely. With this store, it has been a bit of a roller coaster. I've had more yelling matches, more hang-up calls than you can ever imagine. But getting a text from a guy that says, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, my first inclination is call him up, fix that, and see what's going to happen. He said himself, in 30 days, I just might run out of steam.
Correct.
We're not hoping for that. I'm frankly not hoping that this guy or any other operator fails. But there's also points in a conversation when he says, well, I'm not going to give my business away for nothing. That's when I had to say, you're wrong. You're wrong. You've earned your profit. You've got a decision to make now. People get burnt out. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They don't want to run the business any longer. So you want to keep the building? You want to sell the building in 2, 3, 5 years? And I hit him with that number, 36 months. That's how long it's going to take to create a track record, show a P&L, and try to sell the business. Right. I'm discussing all of this as though Max was right here next to me, and I'm glad we were able to turn the frown upside down at the end of the day.
Right.
It sounded undecided.
He was undecided when we cold called him. He's undecided now. But thinking that you created some Yelp, I mean, I don't want to reiterate all of this.
Right. It's but absolutely untrue. I get the timing of it, but no, I'm not that creative. Nor would I do that to someone. I get that this is, the fact that it deteriorated to the point where it's a derelict store is personal to him, and that makes sense. But it just I don't want to. Go ahead.
I don't want to go any further into the who's, what's, how's, why's. The guy suddenly we lit a fire. He suddenly decided that he wanted to go back. Who knows how long it's been since he looked at the Yelp reviews. If you've got fame, which fortune comes from that, and you've got a big following, if you are famous and you don't do something with it, you're doing it wrong. Whether it's, we saw Matthew McConaughey all over the news yesterday. Good on him. A Second Amendment rights guy from Uvalde. My daughter and I were in Uvalde at a shooting event this year. So we know that town. We know what the hotels look like. We know what the folks at the pizza shop sound like. It's insane. Not turning this into that, but being able to take that. Now, this guy has a decision to make. And we heard what his deal. Well, I'm not going to give you. I'm not even 3 months. Okay, well, I can't negotiate against what you won't do. All I'm doing here is negotiating. The channel's fun, entertaining, exciting. I don't publish when I ask people their permission or tell them, in fact, that it's being recorded, but I always do, and you know that. We're going to end this thing because I've got to get back to it. But lovely to meet the wife.
Lovely to meet you too.
Absolutely. Get to that shower scene. Update the document with more stores. We'll do this again next week. And I would set your calendar for 6 months to call this gentleman back.
You want to wait a whole 6? He might get back to you first, so we still don't know.
He might. He's got my number. I'm going to plug him into the course right now. And the truth is, we'll see if he watches it. Your homework, as always, as is the case for every client, keep a close physical eye on this store. Not through Yelp, but by checking it out, having a look, and seeing what's going down.
I'm going to check it out with him.
I do have 2 more on the list. You want to skip that till next week?
Let's have a little fun.
Okay.
I will be meeting you actually in Vegas.
Oh, you're gonna come to the Vegas thing. Excellente.
We're giving that a very good consideration. I think we'll make it happen.
Well, don't consider it. Look, let me switch into salesman mode and put that hat on. It's a write-off. Yeah. It's Vegas.
We're going.
Right.
Okay, I guess it's on.
I hear the wife saying you're going, so that's the end of it. It's a write-off. It's Vegas. Need I say more?
No. You don't.
The venue is astounding. The money you're spending on the ticket, you're getting all of that and more back. This is going to cost me a ton, and that's how I roll. That's all I should have to say. By the way, we might have to change venues, so I would get the tickets early. Don't wait.
Okay.
Yes, we're talking about, geez. Who are you excited to hear from other than me?
I've heard the Willifords on webinars. They're good. I like how Keenan brings it down to ideas that cost very little and specifically how to do it. And Brandon is good. I have only positive things about each of the people. I followed each of them individually, and the chock full of quarter couple. They've been in it in their own store, their single store for a long time, and finally did a retool, and it went well for them. So
finally,
those are
yeah.
Those are the two I'm most looking forward to.
Nice.
Besides you, of course.
Well, I'm mostly going to be drunk playing craps, but I'll make sure I say hi.
It works.
I'll be drinking.
I like your style. Tell me what page that let's dial a new one that we haven't reached out to. Do we have one of those on here?
Because the very first one was just one that we had called back, and we had called them, and property manager didn't answer. That was the first one on this list, first 6, 7.
Yeah, we
have been yesterday. That's okay.
We left a message, and still haven't heard back.
Right. And if you want to try him, or if you want to skip to the other one, is the one right after that. I finally did what you said and put him in the right order. It's interesting. And this one, the shopping center, is owned by the family that operated the laundromat and dry cleaner. If you go through the photos, the dry cleaner closed, and from what I can tell, based on just going through different things, it looks like the son, like their son, operates the store, the laundromat still. It appears closed. The landlord is 90 years old. The phone number, the first phone number there, the 216, is per a neighboring tenant, the owner of the print shop, gave that to me. Googling that phone number literally turned up nothing, but I verified it with them.
That's good enough for me. So, the neighbor gave it to you. We've got his name. That's always very, very important, because when I call this guy, if he answers, his name is David, we presume. He's going to say...
I'm sorry, let me change it. It's Gloria. That is her. He said that Gloria is the landlord. She's up there in age. From what I can tell from voter records, she's 90. And that number, but it sounds like her son, David, took over the business from her husband.
All right, you're killing me.
And yeah,
I just need to know who I'm calling. So this is Gloria, the mom.
Correct.
They own the building. All right, here we go.
Yay.
As always, subscribe so you don't miss these lives. That doesn't rhyme.
Hi, you've reached Emily Renda. Thank you for calling. Please leave forward to returning your call. Have a great day.
Okay, so that was Emily Menda. So either the wrong number completely, or, okay,
No.
You want me to call the second contact on the list?
That was one I just only acquired through Googling the landlord's name earlier.
Now you know why I don't do this shit live, because it's boring. All right, I'm dialing the second number. Kaboom. Subscribe so you don't miss the action, because this is what it looks like. Come on, Gloria. I just want to negotiate. I don't want to leave messages. I don't want to create rants and apologies. I want to get you a free laundromat.com.
Hi, you've reached Vince Sullivan. Leave a message, and I'll return your call. Thank you.
All right, dude. I don't know what you did, but that was under the name Vince Sullivan. The first number was under a totally different name. We're SOL, as they say.
All right, I'm going to contact another tenant in that shopping center, the Greek restaurant next door.
I know you are.
Interesting.
I know you are.
Weird.
So weird.
It happens.
Oy vey.
Right.
You don't sound
Do
like
we want to call that?
an old Yiddish lady.
Do we want to call that one on top or call it a day?
Yeah, let's dial. We left this guy a message. He didn't bother to return the call. It's all very thrilling. This is direct from Eastlake, Ohio. Dialing. Come on, Lenny. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the lives. Yeah. Lenny has no idea this is his big showbiz break.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Well, you know what, Evan? There's always lessons to be learned, aren't there? So indicate in the notes. We're not able to talk to Lenny. Lenny doesn't answer his phone. Lenny's wireless number, we presume you have the correct phone number because it's on the website for the plaza.
And in a sign in a vacant one down the
Lenny is
strip.
horrible at his job. If I was a real estate agent, I'm sorry, but my message would say, "Hey, this is Lenny. I'm the real estate agent to the stars. You better leave a message. I'm either dead or in the hospital. And if it ain't the latter and it's the former, I'll call you back when they spring me from here in that wheelchair. Bye. Beep." Damn.
Right.
I like Lenny already. Lenny's probably water skiing or dead. Instead, we get I like her. Instead, we get a generic message with no feedback. We're not even sure if it's the right number. And then the topper.
It's full.
F you, because my voicemail box is full.
And
all right, kids.
Before I let you go, the one, we have a different one that we called twice, and the same thing. The agent isn't returning, and that's been the disappointing part of this. That these commercial agents.
Yeah.
I was a residential agent for 10 years. I never thought they were this lazy.
It's a burden.
You think it's bad for you? We're making 4 calls a week. How do you think I feel?
You're probably right for a burden.
Danny, I think it's bad that if I have no hope in the business that if I get to a position where I'm owning commercial property, we're going to have a sign in the window, ready, willing, able people are going to call, and my agent might just be too busy.
You know what it is?
It's disappointing.
I'm only guessing, but everyone wants to go to the top of the food chain in whatever business that they choose, whatever they want to toil away at. So you watch on a lazy Sunday, you and the wife sit down and watch $1 million listing, and all these agents are wearing big fat Rolexes and they're doing the thing, and they live in mansions themselves. Well, this is commercial real estate, and we're cold calling. It's important to hear the inflection in their voice when we make the initial contact. So we can't text, call, write, send emails and say, "Hey, I want to rent the space over here in Eastlake," because they'll say, "Well, we're full up," and they won't call back. So understand in your heart of hearts, this is the way that it works. This is the way that it always works. And this is how it best works. Send me a picture of the two of you and staring at your phone, and I'll put it on the YouTube.
Got you covered. Thanks, Danny.
Bye. That's it. Loads and loads of fun being me. I want to thank each and every one of you who are following the journey. And look, if you're on the fence, get off the fence. Either go do something else, continue with the job, do the best you can at that JOB, which stands for just over broke, or come join us. Start with the silly course, the same thing. Yeah, don't start with how you want it for free because I'm sending it to Max. Max probably won't even watch it. He has a store and he never bothered to go Google how to run a successful laundry, or he would have found me. That's ironicism. That's the ultimate irony. He's upset that I have a YouTube channel. He found me and we Yelp review. We don't do that. There's no dirty tricks in proper business. Keep your chin up. Stay above board. Sleep well at night. I know I do. Every single person on here, comment something later.